Սիրելի բարեպաշտ ժողովուրդայոց, այժմ պիտի վառենք միացնաէջ Սուրբ Սեղանի վրա դրված կանթեղը Խորվիրաբի մահվան գուբից բերված լուսավորչի անմար կանթեղի լույսով, աղոթքով առաստված, որ Տերը այս լույսով ջերմացնի հոգիները մեր ժողովրդի և ընտանեկան հարկերը մեր, որպեսզի լույսի մեջ մենք կարողանանք կերտել մեր հզոր հայրենիքը, մեր ժողովրդի վաղվա պայծառ օրը։ Շնորհավոր նոր տարի, բարի, օրհնյալ, հոբելյանական տարի։ Օրհնյալ Տեր մեր Հիսուս Քրիստոս, ամեն։
This evening, I am able to light the lantern of our diocesan cathedral. I give thanks to God for giving me the opportunity to travel with the two young members of the Armenian American Church, Andrew from Worcester, Massachusetts, and Narine from Lansing, Michigan. Together, we traveled to Armenia, to Echmiadzin and to Khorvirab, from where we bring this light, and because of this light, we were able to continue our lives for 1,700 years, and today we are here to commit ourselves to continue our journey following this light. I am so happy to welcome the young members of the Armenian Church in our diocese, I give you a very important responsibility. You are chosen by your parishes to represent your parishes here in this diocesan cathedral in order to receive this light to take back to your own home parishes. You will be the caretakers of this light. On December 31st, we went to the pit where St. Gregory spent 13 years. His Holiness went down. He prayed in this pit, and then he came out from the pit with this light. Suddenly I recalled the year 301 when St. Gregory came out from the pit and he baptized the King of Armenia. He baptized all the Armenians, and all of them, St. Gregory, King of Armenia, and the Armenian people together, they built the Mother Cathedral of Holy Echmiadzin, the symbol of our faith, the symbol of our identity as Armenians, as Armenian Christians. This is an important moment, and I ask you, dear young members of the Armenian Church, don't forget your past. And especially this morning, I ask you, don't forget this light of St. Gregory, which is the symbol of God's presence in our lives, Christ's presence in the life of each one of you, His presence in our churches. Follow this light. Be caretakers of this light and be enlighteners. I believe in you, dear young members of the Armenian Church. Be torchbearers of the Armenian faith.
We are here to discuss, to find out where we are and where we are headed.
We should begin at the beginning, and that takes us back exactly 1700 years to the momentous event we are commemorating during this year 2001, Armenia's national conversion to Christianity, marking it for all time as the world's first Christian nation. That event marked a revolution in history. And like many revolutions, it began with an extraordinary vision of one man, one individual. If St. Gregory did that, it means that I can do, you can do, we can do today. St. Gregory the Illuminator came to our homeland with the dream of spreading the light of Christ more fully among our people. What a remarkable time this must have been. Our alphabet, indeed, our very survival as a distinct race, all are unthinkable without the prior event of the conversion. Those of us living today, some 85 generations after Armenians' conversion to Christianity, live in a direct path from that fundamental faith.
The spiritual life of the Armenians, as a collective experience, was influenced and shaped throughout the ages by a number of factors, both internal and external. The Church was by far the most important and certainly the only institution with an uninterrupted tradition that provided an umbrella of loose unity for Armenians scattered in four corners of the world.
One thing is for certain, over the many centuries of constant turmoil, the Church has stood with its people without fail or hesitation. Even in times of devastation and vast upheaval, the Church never lost its sense of mission and purpose.
We live in times and in world situations where we find ourselves often having to accommodate by way of lack of time, circumstances, our total experience in the Church. Do we make our lives fit the gospel message of Christ, or do we make the gospel of Christ fit our lives?
As the face of the families and the role churches are playing evolves, we have to ask the question, should the Armenian Church be responding as well? Or are we going to be left behind as our families realize that other religious institutions in their neighborhoods are meeting their changing needs and lifestyles?
This is what we want. We want the church. We want the church to be significant in all our lives. We need the laity to take hold and become a part of this.
This is the key issue, context. How does the Armenian Church in the present day, today, contextually satisfy and feed her faithful?
The challenge in this modern time is to try to attract the young people and to make the church, like all churches, to make it applicable to their day-to-day life. Because when we talk about the church, it is not you and the priests who are the church. We are the church, and we have to be blank for it. So therefore, we have to start, because deep inside, every one of us, man or woman, we are priests and missionaries.
We are coming from Washington. His Holiness, the Catholicos of all Armenians, Zakian II, began his pontifical visit in the Eastern Diocese, in the capital of our nation. He blessed the senators, he blessed the congressmen, and then he blessed our president, President Bush. 17 centuries ago, our patron saint, Gregory the Illuminator, opened a new path for the Armenian people. It was a pathway to the light, a pathway to the truth, and perhaps for that very reason, it has never been an easy path. But God has walked with us every step of the way.
My dear faithful, I am not well in English, but the love to you is pushing me to say some words, especially to greet our brothers in Christ, the representatives from our sister churches, who came here to share our joy, our happiness. This is giving me the hope and confidence that all the problems that the nation is facing today, in this new millennium, in this new century, together we will overcome and make for us, for the humankind, a better world.
Today, His Holiness Zakian II came and he addressed the ACYOA General Assembly. He talked about upholding our traditions, our faith, our culture, and to live righteous Christian lives here in America.
I wanted to ask you what the 1700th anniversary means to you personally.
A mission that Jesus Christ gave to his apostles, who came to Armenia and preached in Armenia. And these words was fallen in the heart of the Armenian people, which became the character, the essence of the Armenian people.
In good times and bad times, the Armenian Church has been a witness to Christians all over the world.
The Church was established 301. Throughout the centuries, we lost our statehood, we lost our independence, but Church was always there. And today, Church is there, even though we have an independent country, but we are working together for the benefit of our people, be it in Armenia, be it in diaspora.
Throughout the 20th century in particular, Armenians have faced many tragic struggles with great courage and with fortitude. Their faith has helped to keep the community strong during the most difficult of circumstances, including genocide, natural disasters, and challenges that would have easily, certainly disrupted, if not crushed, a weaker people without the kind of religious faith and commitment that you have. This is an occasion that is being recognized all around the world because it unites us as children of the same God.
Be sure and believe that this faith that has kept us through the centuries, through every temptation, through wars and through disasters, it is going to give us strength to continue our journey in a new millennium.
It's a privilege to see our divine liturgy in a natural environment. Somehow you feel this is where it was meant to be seen. The churches are beautiful and ornate and blessed, but you feel very close to God in the heart.
My heart rejoices seeing so many young people participating in today's Badarak. This is indeed a sign that the faith of St. Gregory, the spirit of Echmiadzin, lives among our young people in America.
I have seen your faith. I have seen your devotion to the church, to the Armenian nation, to the faith of your ancestors. And I am proud of you. God is with us. God will help us. This new millennium, this new century, with our love to God, with our love to our country, with our love to our church, we are going to make our century, the century of the Armenian people.
Beautiful the way that they all come together and support each other. That's a beautiful thing.
It was incredible that when the Vihapar began to speak, the skies opened out, actually got lighter. And of course, when we stopped speaking, the clouds came back again. So it tells you there's some divine intervention going on when the Vihapar is here in New York.
God knew it was His day and for His glory, so it beautified the day.
I think today was very emotional for us.
Yeah.
It's like once in a lifetime that can happen to the Armenian people. And he is great. I'm getting emotional already.
It was beautiful, and it was nice to, be an Armenian and be part of this for the weekend. Yeah.
1,700 years later, and so far removed from where our ancestors are from, that still such a large group of Armenians gets together in the middle of the United States, in the middle of New York City. There's still such a huge group of us.
To me, is sort of an indication of the fact that the Armenian culture continues to flower with the young people.
One year ago today, the same group of young people came here to personally carry the light and spirit of St. Gregory back to your parishes across this country. The end of 2001 does not mark the end of the celebration of 1700 years of Christianity. It marks the beginning of a new era. Today, our greatest sign of hope lives in the bright faces shining among the sanctuary in you, young members of the Armenian Church. You are ready to carry the light of God's hope to another generation of Armenians. The work of the conversion may have begun with St. Gregory, but it is a project without end.